Hey everybody, welcome to the Monday night live webcast from Forge Narrative. My name is Paul Murphy. I'm joined tonight by my co-host Juice.
Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Monday.
Repping that sweet t-shirt.
Oh, gotta have it.
Yeah. I got Rob Bear.
What's up, guys?
And a double dose of Boucher.
2 Bouchers.
I don't even know what to say about this.
Dave and Kenny.
What's up?
I don't know what to do with my hands right now.
I think you put them down.
Coming in hot. We're up in Woodland Park, Colorado on the eve of Feast of Blades, up in the mountains of Woodland Park, Colorado, in the shadow of Pikes Peak.
8,500 feet above sea level.
That sounds nice. I mean, I bet it's the right temperature right there right now.
It's nice. We got the windows open. It's a nice 40 degrees out right now.
It was cold out today for me. I'm from North Carolina actually now. I have a driver's license, so that just means that's where I'm from.
Yeah, fair enough.
I want you to know that I'm sitting in the house with my windows open, and when Dave was like, "Yeah, we're just chilling with our windows open," I was like, "Yeah, me too." It's like 68 and sunny. It's been beautiful all day. It's like it's 40. Dog, that's cold. Let's not get it twisted.
No, not here. 40 shorts weather for us.
Finally
Man,
broke out my pajamas, so I'm set.
I didn't even put pants on today. I still got my jammies on.
I'm in this.
so I want you guys to do a quick roll call shout out. While David gets this box that was delivered to our house today.
I got it right here, actually.
I'll let Juice do this roll call real quick.
Real quick, Sean Bailey, thanks for tuning in. Our man, Sean Brown, we got some special news coming about him later on in the show. Jake Shear, thanks for tuning in. Lou, I got to shout out Lou here in a second too. Keegan, Family of Gamers, coach checking in. Steve Bruley, Lamont, Chris Gardner, our boy Jay Troop.
I think it's Coach's birthday today.
Very, very important announcement as well. Jay Troop might be losing his gallbladder. We had a big heart-to-heart earlier, so I'm going to talk you through it, dog. I'm going to let you know what's in store.
Yeah, first off, you're going to miss it big time.
Yeah. We have stories. We get the briefing, a once-a-week briefing.
Thank y'all for joining us tonight. It means a lot. Everybody shows up on Monday night, and this wouldn't be the same without everybody here.
Yeah, for real, especially with football nowadays.
Ooh.
Who's playing tonight?
Seahawks and Redskins.
No, the Redskins, huh?
Yeah, it was an interesting game up until like 9:30, and then I was like,
are we allowed to say that still, or?
Yeah, I think that's the Washington Football Club is the politically correct term.
"Hey man,
Washington
as long as they
Football
still."
Club. It's a lot like, honestly, the PC version of Baltimore, like we talked about, is the Baltimore Trash Can Fires. That's how I feel about that team.
Can't believe
Fair
it.
enough.
Can't even believe all that.
So we got this box right here. I want to show it to the camera real quick. If Rob, you can freeze it on us.
Yeah, it's on y'all.
So we got this today from Juice. It says, "Don't open to the webcast." And so I don't know what to expect right here. So David's gonna open this thing right here. I'm gonna bring the camera out, roving. Normally I don't do this, but
Just in a little honor of us not being able to be there.
and this is David's first time meeting Juice.
I mean,
So something's in here. Looks like some.
Ooh, is it a heart?
There's a lot of dry ice. I can feel the cold. There's a note here.
ice in it. You both have been iced.
Oh my God. So
Special delivery.
Oh, malt liquor.
so
Dedication right there.
It's a malt beverage.
so we have officially begun the Get Iced War.
Yes. Across state lines.
Yeah, I don't know if that's legal.
No one is safe.
So I want to just kick this webcast off with welcoming my brother David, and he's a douche.
Wait, we can't say Redskins, but we can say the D word? Come on.
I'm
Oh,
French.
that's the word? I don't know. I had a few more in mind.
I'm French, so I can say that word.
Oh, that
there
is
you
true.
go.
That is true.
It's basically spelled like my last name with a D
Yeah,
instead of
right.
an
It's
With
Duche.
an E instead of an R.
So, let's get right into some 40K stuff. I mean,
Absolutely.
the Dark Eldar hit, right?
They
Did
And
really good.
we all know that the the path now is to remove characters from codexes that don't have models, obviously, trying to protect property and whatever, and so that's the case. So now we're left with fewer options for models in the codex, but that doesn't mean that the codex doesn't have any value. I will say this is the best supplement to the Codex Eldar that we've ever seen.
What, the Dark Eldar main book, or?
Yes. The Dark Eldar main book is the best Eldar supplement.
It definitely seems like it seems like right now they're just kind of the lurkers in the alley that you mission them over to your car when you want to get some special abilities. Like, yo, dog, let me get some Venoms. Let me get some Feel No Pains. Like, come on over here. Come hang out with me for a little bit.
Well, I mean, let's just get on the tactics. So, deep striking Venom. That's Battle Brothers with Eldar. You can deep strike the Venom with fire dragons inside. The fire dragons can shoot out the back if they want to, or you can deploy them, battle focus, and then shoot, let's say, maybe against a knight, that has already declared its shield in a certain direction. So you battle focus around the shield.
Yeah, there's also
hang on, and then you flat out the Venom away to safety.
As long as the Venom, they have to get out, obviously, in this situation, right?
Yeah, they get out.
Because I think a lot of people online were talking about how they were just going to shoot out of the Venom and stay safe or whatever.
Well, the Venom's not shooting. Mm-hmm. It's the fire dragons inside that are shooting.
They can do it.
So the Venom can flat out regardless. But I'm saying.
Luckily it's open top, because here's a rule that I always have to catch people slipping on: is you can't disembark or embark from a vehicle and still move flat out.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I was gonna check that. So it doesn't pertain to open top.
I literally don't know what an open top vehicle is, so you're gonna have to find out.
All right, I'll keep looking.
Well, I don't think it protects the open topness. I think it just says vehicle, but good to check. Can't hurt to check for sure. But the idea of basically standing there, making the knight pick its shield in one direction, battle focusing around the shield, and then gunning it down with 5 melty guns. I mean, that's possible, and that's less than 160 points or whatever to do that.
I know all about 160 points, man. I played this thing called an Iron Priest before Cyber Wolves for 160 points. It has changed my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's actually. I'm in the process. I'm trying to find the guy's name, the special character that allows you to deep strike a unit, and it doesn't scatter.
What's that?
The Dark Eldar.
With the webway portal, the webway portal is going to be huge too.
What does it do now? I've been in a state of Zen-like training in the mountains. I haven't been able to keep
pretty
up
much the same thing that it's done before, but with the. I think that's the one that you count as coming in. I don't know. We'll look it up here in just 1 minute. Unless Rob, you got it handy.
The webway portal lets you deep strike without scattering one unit, the character, the unit, and the transport.
Yes, that's exactly what.
Yeah.
Yep. So now, let's all of a sudden put that in with a squad of 10 Wraith Guard that have the flamers.
Yeah,
the
D size.
Yeah, the D size. It doesn't scatter. And now they have Feel No Pain. That is all kind of deadly. That is deleting a unit that it comes down. I mean, and like you said, it's all just they're facilitators. They are just basically anything that a special ability that Dark Eldar has can just be put to better use on an Eldar unit.
Yeah, I agree with that. Which is a little bit of unfortunate design, but it's still something to do with the codex. So I can't. It's not useless or anything.
I wonder if Intercept on Tau is going to make a big comeback with this.
That's a good point. I'm really not sure that ever quit being a real thing.
It's just that Talos had to sit out for a little while. So bring back all these little squishy units trying to deep strike in. I think Talos is a game changer again if people want to start bringing this competitively.
Yeah. That or even Coteas finds a use again.
Boy.
Coteas he doesn't play games.
I'm not finding anywhere in the 7th edition book where it says that you can't flat out after embarking or disembarking at all.
I promise you.
Well, you definitely can embark. I actually sent, if you guys check the messages, I sent you pictures of.
I promise
I saw that.
I promise you the disembarking at least of that. I know, and I take that back. I can't promise you anything because, as you know, subjective rulings of tournaments are just that.
Yeah.
And also
Well, no,
take
you might go.
range.
You own the vehicle. Let's just stop until we get the rules. The vehicle cannot shoot. If the vehicle does not shoot, then it can flat out. That's basically the ruling or the wording. But that is one section of the ruling. I'm perfectly okay with if you find something else that contradicts that. But nothing itself does not shoot at this moment.
So that's a true statement, I believe.
Okay.
Or it could be wrong, or it could be not a true statement.
Yeah, right. Or it could not be.
I could be right. I could be right, or I could be wrong.
Yep.
50-50 shot here.
So we got a couple people checking in. Got some what looks like some Canadians. Like, oh, we got all our Canadian homies.
Oh, let me tell you where I was wrong today, or at least I feel like I'm wrong. Is Urian, he gets the Master of Pain rule, which allows him to confer his power from pain ability to units that he's not a part of.
Yeah.
Is the power of pain exactly the same, or what's the deal here?
It
It
is
goes
the
by
same.
turn.
Well, okay, who it affects is the same, but there's two rules. The homoculi have two rules. One's the Master of Pain, which allows it to be count as one turn ahead. So, like, you start as being turn 1, so you'd start the game with Feel No Pain 6, or whatever the first one on the chart is. And then Urian's ability lets him to confer it to other models outside of his unit.
Yeah, I'm actually excited to see too that the Void Raven Bomber is getting a model.
It's such a cool looking model too.
Yeah, but what does it do?
It's big.
What does it do?
Well, I mean,
It's got those one-use bombs and stuff.
I want you to explain this to me as if. Now, just bear with me on this. I don't know anything about Dark Eldar or Xenos in general. Just pretend that for 1 minute and hit me with that.
All right, so the Void Raven Bomber is a sleek, sexy-looking aircraft that will shoot some form of poison, potentially high-strength, low-AP weapon. That's all I can go with. It's Dark Eldar, so that's basically what they do.
I'm not finding anywhere in here about restrictions on embarking or disembarking after flat out. So
that just makes Rhinos better.
I checked everything from flat out to embarking and disembarking, all the entries. I'm not seeing it. If anybody out there can see it, please let me know. I'll check it.
So Lamont is breaking some knowledge down onto us. So he says the Dark Eldar are to Eldar like the Codex AM is to the Marines.
Very similar.
How do you guys feel about that?
I think that AdMech could be their own army, whereas Dark Eldar have to be the ally.
Competitively, I think you're right. I don't think.
You mean Astra Militarum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we're ever going to see Dark Eldar winning a tournament on their own. Currently.
Okay. All right, so the Archaon of Chaos says that he's got the rule for us. It says on page 81, a unit may not disembark if the transport has moved more than 6 inches.
Okay. Coming in from Deep Strike, the vehicle counts as moving at combat speed.
Which is whatever you need to get into to disembark, right?
I believe you can disembark from combat speed. Yeah.
Well, I'm checking.
I believe you are right on that. That's what it says for that's what it says for everything, right?
Okay, vehicles count as moving at combat speed if they deep strike. So that counts as moving at 6 inches. So if you deep strike in, you count as moving at 6 inches, right? So you could still theoretically disembark after deep striking, but we still don't know.
Work. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's how drop pods do it.
Right.
Sean Brown over here says he saw Kodia sitting in a last cannon Devastator. See previous statement. Kodia doesn't play games.
Yeah. Kodia has good times.
Yeah. He doesn't play. He actually quit school because of recess.
I'm looking at this Dark Eldar Codex, wanting something to jump out at me as saying this is what, like, this army's going to be awesome. Now, but I'm just not finding it. I mean, the Venom spam is going to be good, and being able to spam some of the other, like, heavy weapons and that kind of stuff was good. 5 Talos in a unit.
Yeah, I feel like the Talos or the Talos.
Hold on a second. Are Talos good again? I need to cut everyone off right now. I need to know immediately. Are they good now?
I'll pull it up right now. Okay, the Talos, they have. I'll tell you the stats. You guys hit another question while I'm bringing this up.
All right, so Sean wants to know, do you think Tau in a 4-man team tournament for Adepticon will be good? Like, obviously,
I think Tower haven't stopped being good.
Yeah.
I just think people have taken a break from them for some reason.
it's just the same way. The same thing could be said about Helldrakes. That nothing really happened to a Helldrake that made it bad. People just kind of moved away from it.
I believe that Forge Narrative single-handedly exterminated the Tau.
Well, I think Tau too are realizing that
Friends.
there's so much stuff to get across the table. Like, you don't have to rely on Death Stars anymore, but there's so much stuff they can get across the table. It seems like that if you sit there and just stand and shoot, yeah, you might kill the first thing, but there's going to be a bunch of other things. It seems like that's the way 7th is going on a little bit. You know,
A lot of people that were hiding behind the Tau rules switched to playing Eldar. So
Yeah.
I feel
is
so
that,
hard.
is that a capital offense?
no, you can do whatever you want. I know it's fine. Okay, here's the deal on Talos. They are 120 points. You can take them in squads of 3. They are monstrous creatures. Strength 7, toughness 7. 3 wounds. All right, they have fearless and feel no pain and night vision. I guess that could be worse. And then they get some special weapons and stuff.
What's their movement speeds and all that stuff?
They're just normal. Movement 6 inches.
And there's
You're not
now
really
all of a
selling it
sudden-
for us.
Well, no. Well, now all of a sudden, with all the feel no pain pluses that they have out there, it is very easy for you to have a toughness 7, feel no pain, 4+ feel no pain, with potentially having it will not die.
Well, yeah, but they don't get the power from pain rule.
Oh, they
That seems
don't.
like, that seems
Yeah,
like
they just come with feel no pain, though, is what you said, right?
They do,
Oh,
but feel no
yeah.
pain gets better with power from pain.
So they don't get the boost. There's and they don't. And you're saying that they don't get vulnerable saves or anything like that? Just 3-up armor saves or what?
3-up armor save.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, especially with the Grey Knights being a thing right now. Like, I just don't see that unit being as good as I want it to be.
The
Especially-
Chronos is 100 points apiece, and
What's
it's
Chronos?
strength 5, toughness 7, and you can have units, larger units of this. Just 3 units, 3 apiece. I thought you could get up to 5 of that. My apologies, you cannot. It's 3 size of that as well.
Now,
Isn't
can
there
they
a
be
formation?
affected by the power of pain?
No power of pain. Mark Eldar, help us on something awesome about this.
All right, word. They are dead to me as extra wound. That has 4 wounds and not 3.
What's
with
that?
a 3-up save.
Yeah,
So-
the Talos.
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking about I can have a Carnifex with 4 wounds for the same point cost. Yeah, for 120
Yeah,
points.
both the
I don't
Talos and the
remember.
Chronos only have 3 wounds.
Hey, Paul, do you have access to the supplement?
It's not
no,
out yet.
not handy. Not on my
Because some
phone
of the
here.
rumors for the supplement said a 5-man Talos unit that could outflank.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking about.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Yeah, but not if it's just creeping along the field.
Nah, but it would in Hammer and Anvil. It's doing all right, but anything else, it's still kind of average.
I have something awesome to say about the Dark Eldar and the Talos and the Chronos. That kit is amazing to get bits from.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, that kit is awesome, and you can make some crazy demon princes out of it.
Have you ever noticed how we always rate everything on how many demon princes you can make out of it?
That's the test. If I can't make a demon prince out of your large base model, get out of here.
So
Yeah, David was actually just talking about that to me today. He was like saying how he was going to convert up some Nurgle obliterators with those things.
Oh,
they're
We're
great.
going to see next week.
They're great models. Absolutely great models.
yeah, they're on big bases, which I didn't quite catch at first. I was like, whoa, these things are way bigger than I thought they were.
Actually, they're a bit smaller. Those are 50mm bases. Those guys look like they're about ogre size.
Yeah, I thought
So
they were
the
regular
Black,
man
Black
size.
Knights or Black Kings, whatever they're called.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
dudes.
Yeah, they look awesome. Those got to be good bits in there.
Supposedly that the one big hit for this release, for the Nurgle release at least, is like some sort of big Master Blaster dude, like riding the back of somebody else. So that's gonna be interesting to see.
Ooh, I like it. So Mark Murphy, TPM's cousin, wants to know, can you guys share some tech on choosing the first or second to go first?
Oh, how you choose?
Yes.
Go ahead. Somebody got an opinion on that?
Essentially, if you win the die roll, you just always set up your army
Yeah.
first. Like, I have not found a situation where that's not the advantage. Even though they get to counter deploy you, they go through all this work to counter deploy you, and you just make them go first, because them counter deploying you equals you counter deploying them. The
Yeah,
rule is
Because
a
you
very
can go
strong rule.
first or second. Yeah.
but you do catch a lot of people with a lot of like independent tactics. They sometimes, I mean, I catch people all the time trying to like give up the die roll because they want to counter deploy my side. And you know, some people have their own beliefs on it, but I have not found a situation where not setting up first wouldn't have been superior.
And then I would also like to go into, once you're trying to make the judgment on whether you should or should not go first, depending on what the mission is. If it's objectives, depending on what the packet is for what tournament you're going to, do you want to grab objectives late game? Do you want to try to jump on first blood and take care of that because you know that the tournament structure is set up where you're going to play this game for 2 hours and it's going to come down to first blood? Then you obviously want to go first, you know?
Yeah, you know, sometimes one of my things to do with my kids. Saw me, my blood test. Like my whole.
Sorry, go ahead, Ken.
My whole thing, you know, all those super fast, like, you know, punching fist-to-face units right there. Like, I mean, I'm just like using the Paul Murphy, you know, tactic of, you know, like mind locking them, and they get all terrified. So they're gonna go. So they think that I've made a mistake in putting all my guys there. They totally counter deploy me, hiding back over here, thinking like I'm gonna try to go first, and they're gonna be safe. And I'm like, you go first. You know what I mean? And now I get to go second in objective mission and not get shot at first time. Like, just a total sweet science to, like, you know, try to, like, just, you know, mind trick somebody.
That role is very important. Like, winning that role is super important in the game. It's almost like we're back in 4th edition with the role.
I bet if we did a metric and we tracked a metric on that or something, like, I bet you we can come up with, like, a percentage chart of how necessary it is to win.
Yeah, a lot of tournaments only track who goes first, but they should track who wins that role.
Yeah.
So kind of on the same line and topic of this, we had a Facebook post wanting us to go over tonight. If there's a way that we can cover basically the A to Z's for a first-time tournament attendee. And we don't have to say like maybe even just a small tournament. Like it doesn't specify, but let's say it's your first time going to a major GT. What are some of the ABCs?
My first impression is never go for disaster. Go for a group of guys.
I never go alone, so I can agree with that.
Yeah, but if you don't know anybody that's going, I wouldn't say that should keep you from going. You know what?
Here, I will amend that. If you watch this show and you're the only guy in your group going, and you know one of us is going, you basically know someone, so just go.
Yeah.
Instant posse.
Yeah, having people to hang out with during, like, even if it's just to, like, just catch a breath with in between games, it helps. It helps a lot. Just keep you focused. But I guess if I had to, like, make an army that you're comfortable with, pack the army before, like, maybe a month out from the tournament, so you know exactly how much space it's going to take up and know if you've got it covered well enough or not, because that's going to really minimize your risk when getting there, and you don't want to be stuck like a week or a day out and be like, I don't know how I'm going to get this stuff there. I'm out of options, not enough time.
Never check your bag either at the airport.
If you have to build an army list around and sacrifice one of your favorite armies, might as well do it.
Yeah, it's and then when you get there, have your list finalized and printed out before you even get there. That's why I print out my list before I go to travel to any tournament. I try not to wait until I get there because you never know what's going to happen. There's variables so you just want to try to eliminate variables from hampering your experience at the event. You know, of course, knowing your army, knowing what to do. If they publish dimensions beforehand, you want to print them out, read them on the plane, read them on the drive, or whatever, study them the night before just a little bit, talk about them to people like, hey, have you seen this third mission? You know, what do you think about that? Get other people's perspective on, you know, whatever. And then when you get there, get checked in as early as possible. You know, get comfortable with your surroundings, figure out what's around to eat because you're going to be pressed for time, and proper nutrition is important.
Especially if you have dietary concerns.
So Lucky Charms for every meal, check.
Peanut butter tortillas.
Make sure you have a baby crib delivered to your hotel room.
I actually learned some secret tech today. You can use mayonnaise exactly the same way you use peanut butter in all situations.
I don't think that's what we discussed at
you
all.
can't.
That's true.
A banana and mayonnaise sandwich.
I have this is how it was explained to me, or how I interpreted it.
Yeah, that's what made it to you. This is why we have so many problems on Force and Air. But so then, at about 8 o'clock, if you're over the age of 21, drink heavily.
Very heavily, and do not stop until at
To
least
your limit, responsibly heavily to your limit.
Oh yeah, I'm up in the mountains up here, man. I just got iced. I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're at 8,000 feet. You're like flying in a plane right now.
And I mean, real quick before I move on, I think there's a birthday shout out in the queue.
It's true.
Happy birthday to Coach.
Yep. Happy birthday,
Super
Coach.
Oh yeah, this is
Thanks for tuning in.
It's, I mean, he knows, like, I mean, he knew David was going to be here, and David is basically a juggalo. He used the correct terminology to recognize a juggalo as ninja. So I think we need to give Coach a juggalo name as soon as possible next time we meet him.
Sounds good.
It has been. I have written it down in the book. It will be done.
He's been posting up some cool videos on his channel.
I check the Family of Gamers out all the time on. Yeah, yep. if anyone doesn't know, they should definitely check out Family of Gamers online.
Yeah, it's nice. So back on this Dark Eldar stuff, you know, I'm struggling. You know, I do like Juice's idea of delivering the D-size down. I think that's going to be really strong, and we might see more. Because I mean, I've always thought the wraiths are good, but they're not necessarily point efficient. But being able to come down exactly where you want them, and then dropping those flames, especially when we got people taking purifiers more often now, most likely, you know, and that kind of stuff. Which I have an interesting point to make as a tangent, so I don't want to take us off track too much. So anybody else, they got anything they want to cover on Dark Eldar right now?
I got plenty to say about Tau.
I was going to say with the Dark Eldar, I think the Wraiths with the D-Scythes coming down might be a comeback to the Wraith Star. Might see some Spirit Seers coming out there making a really nasty unit that's going to deep strike on you right in front of your face.
Well, there's only so many. Can you put any unit out of the webway portal, or does it have to, I mean, how do you get the webway portal there? What do you think is the webway portal where you want to have people come out of it?
I think it's
just embarking.
I mean, I thought it just said you just get to pick a unit to deep strike and no scatter.
That the character has to join.
That the character has to join. It doesn't happen in the...
So
you don't put down a little template anymore?
No, it literally doesn't matter.
It's a relic.
Yeah, okay.
Think of like a drop pod that doesn't scatter.
That's okay. I'm back on board. I'm sorry. There you go.
Yeah.
Back in it. Oh, man, I ain't trying to get hit by 5 D-sites.
Or more, or 10.
Yeah.
That are troops.
How many guys
counter assaulted?
Please tell me that Wraith Guard count as bulky.
No.
It's not a transport. They're just coming down out of the space.
But, I mean, don't you have to have the ability to destrike or something like that?
I think the webway portal gives them that.
I'll look up the webway portal right now. Y'all
all right, well,
you don't have to have the ability to deep strike if you're embarked upon something. They can deep strike.
So what's the stat? What's the stat of one of those D sites? Is it straight 10?
No, it's the D scythe is what is it? Rob, like, you get the book or whatever.
Flame template AP2 on the call wound of a 6. It's instant death.
Yeah,
always wounds on a 4.
No pants.
Yeah.
You're not wearing pants?
Robbie is not wearing.
I got plaid on plaid.
Look at this nerd.
Look at this nerd.
So Lou
didn't put his pants on today.
Lou's enjoying his night, as we are too, with a couple of Benadryl and a glass of wine.
That's the best way.
I want to see the kitty.
I like it.
Wait, where is it?
David brought this out for you. We're gonna sign it and we're gonna send it to you with 40 of super hot Smirnoff Ice.
Delicious.
Oil art.
Maybe I'll get lucky and it'll explode in the package on the way to me.
Troy is saying, "Go Redskins!" Big Redskin fans, I see. I have to admit, while we're looking at rules and everything, my Panthers won this weekend. For any Chicago fans, I'm sorry. Maybe next year. Sean Brown always got our back. Strength 4
my
AP2.
God.
Yeah, so it's a flamer template, strength 4, AP2, and it distorts too. Don't forget that. So you can catch some people napping with that and suck them into warp on a 6.
Hey, don't forget Doom on that thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
dirty.
There you go. Here's a webway portal. If a model with a webway portal is in reserves or ongoing reserves, then the model and any unit it has joined or embarked upon has the deep strike special rule. This model and his unit will not scatter if arriving via deep strike or from deep strike.
Seems good.
So we just make
it's not
one
even
giant
relic,
Death Star.
so I'm assuming that more people can take this.
So so is it a relic? So it's just one? Or
No, not a relic. It is arcane war gear.
Ooh.
My lord.
oh my goodness! I feel like I'm gonna make this army.
Can Homunculus take it? Because don't we get the Coven and the supplement where we can take multiple Homunculus?
Yeah, you
I'm
can
gonna
take
go
like
there right now.
7 or something silly. You can take like 7 HQs in some of
see
the
if you-
formations.
Man.
The Archon can, of course, take it.
Yeah.
That is such a good army. If you can get like 20.
No, just Archons. The Homunculus cannot take it.
So you have to take 2 Archons if you want.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Artifacts of Cruelty. Did I say that? Is that what it was?
You said Artifacts of Arcane or something.
Oh, then no. Let me go back up. But they just can't call them relics.
Of course not. There's those scrawny Xenos. Just want to wring them by the neck. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. It is an arcane war gear. So only the Archon can take the arcane war gears that I can find so far.
Man, yeah, 20 of these guys deep striking down with those D-sites. I mean, that could be a problem.
Yeah, I mean you can do that even if the Archon is the only one.
Oh yeah.
Without any problems.
Yeah.
You just take 2 Archons.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You take 2 Archons. What if you just took just 10 of the D cannons, 10 of the D sides, brought them both in?
Yeah,
Feel like that solves a lot of problems.
it does.
But that's
Real
what sucks
quick.
about it is it's an Eldar. It's Eldar the one still solving the problems.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's like Paul said, it's an Eldar supplement, not a Dark Eldar codex.
it's the best
does-
Eldar supplement there is.
It's definitely shaping up to be that way, and it's kind of sad because they don't seem to have their own identity right now.
Well, I mean, did they really ever have their own identity other than just like
No.
taking a bunch of venoms and rolling dice?
Though that was
That
definitely in the
basically
meta there for a
described
while.
all my Grey Knight army lists back in 5th edition. I just take a bunch of side cannons and shoot a bunch of dice.
I mean, look, it's kind of neat though. I mean, that you can have a fast-moving army, and you played it. I mean, that's what Dark Eldar did: zoom around and be, whatever.
Well, I mean,
I'm not saying that wasn't cool, but
what if you
I guess
make
that
a
was identity. I should not have been so flippant with that. That was a good Dark Eldar identity.
well, from a business perspective? I mean, hey, making an army that basically forces you to combo ally with another army and maybe pick up a supplement seems like that might be a good thing if you're in the business of selling toys. I hate to say it.
I'm in the business of selling toys.
And
I like
business
buying
is good.
toys. Evan S. just hit us up on Facebook saying that he's got some technical issues that's keeping him
Aw.
from being able to hit up the Q&A. So just wanted to give us a shout out and says
What's up,
good
Evan?
luck to Penny at Feast and wants to know if any of us are heading out there too. And we are in spirit, but I am
Oh,
not
we
going to
should,
be able to make it.
We should mention that the Go Box will be in effect. I think Rob has been in communication with Chief Operator Ender on this project.
Yeah, I think we're going to have some times, Friday, where you guys are broadcasting the team tournament?
Yep. So it's going to be 3 separate broadcasts, I think, in blocks of 2 hours.
Yep.
What it
that's
is, just to spell it out, we're going to attempt to live stream from the table. And the ones that aren't there are going to try to comment like we do on live Battlecast and whatever from the tournament. So if the technology works, that is what we're going to do. If the technology does not allow us to stream, we're still going to record them and comment later. So keep an eye out for some Feast of Blades coverage. It is coming.
Yeah. At the very least, you will see the on the Forge Narrative Google Plus page. You will see these events being published here soon.
So I just have a question. Is this Forge the Narrative still, again, trying to break into new technology repeatedly over and over? It has not been done, so I feel like...
Expect this to be questions.
We like to push the envelope, whether it's within our technical capabilities or not. We're going to give it the old college try.
You're right. I mean, like over here on this end, I am working my new cloning technology, and
yeah, look at that.
You know, so
take your hat off, Kenny.
I nailed it. You know what I'm saying? Like day one, wow, here's my clone.
Got it at least a solid 85%.
He basically does everything for me.
I've seen this movie. It doesn't end well.
Because this guy's gonna go clone himself, and then from there on, you know what happens.
Yeah, I've seen this movie.
It's like the Gremlins. Where's Gizmo?
Harry Chamberlain just says he's sorry he's late in 30 minutes of what you just watched with some Dark Eldar love and some cross the country icing.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, we should talk about this new Riptide variant that came out from Forge World over the weekend.
Yeah, hit us. I mean, they're gonna make these models. They're big models.
You know,
I like it. It's a cool model.
Yeah, I mean it's 230 points, and it basically comes with an ion discharge cannon, a phased plasma flamer, which I think of a shield generator that goes from a 5-up to a 4-up if you're within 12, or a 3-up if you do the Nova reactor, and in combat, 3-up invulnerable on a Talos. Dispersal pods, which basically makes it do a kind of like a vector strike when it can do like go flying for one turn, but then it can't do it twice, kind of thing. But the one thing I like, I don't know if
turn, right?
Yeah, for once, but you can't do it back to back. But you can do it after it deep strikes. It's weird. The ion discharge cannon is a 3-shot haywire gun that if you Nova reactor, it gets plus D3 shots. So it can pretty much hull point out most vehicles right off the bat. Like,
well, I think it's got a strength and haywire, so it like does.
It does.
David says it's strength 8 over here,
and it gets to do both. It gets to roll the damage and do the haywire result.
Yep, separately. So that's pretty.
The most thing about the suit is that I was gonna say the most interesting thing is the Nova reactor can take it off the board into ongoing reserves.
Like that's what I was gonna say too. You can just like basically disappear and then deep strike back in next turn, where you get to do that flechette launcher attack as well. And because it's in the movement phase, it doesn't count for what you shot at or what you might want of assault. So that's pretty cool too. The last thing I wanted to touch on was the fact that it does have hit and run, but its initiative is 2, so you want to make sure you try to keep some drones alive to hit and run out, if that's your thing.
I was gonna say, just be super lucky.
Yeah, that too.
I think hit and run is best rules of 40K. So.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, its guns are such limited range. It's 12 inches on that haywire gun, and the flamer's torrent 6. So you got to be close in. You got to be ready to hit and run. You got to be ready to get off that table.
Yeah, you can't just stand there. You gotta do work with it, but it's kind of like a mini boogeyman, I think. It's still a monstrous creature too.
And it's fast attack, so it doesn't compete for your elites.
Yep.
So you have like
that I think is
on the table.
So yeah, you can. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Yeah, hooray!
We got a question from Landrick asking if he's thinking about getting a Sakaran, and wants to know if you ever played with one.
We basically can't say enough good things about this ridiculous tank.
Yeah, the tank is so good.
Kenny got one played against him, and he's like, wait, what's it do?
We had 2 played against
from World War Hulk.
I mean, basically, the second they were like, because I don't know if they've updated Imperial Armor, but at least when we were playing against it, like it was Armor 13, and you couldn't do any Melta stuff to it.
The front
it's kind of different.
Still,
you can still buy that, yeah, but I think the armor is 12 on the side.
Its side isn't. Yeah, its side isn't 13 anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like
13
basically dead to us. The second we realized all we had was Melta guns, me and Juice playing at Devils, we're like, well, we are not even going to engage this tank. This tank is dead to us.
Its guns are really good. The guns do, and I think you can't take Jinx saves versus it.
Dude, he was blowing up Storm Ravens left and right. Get out of here, man.
Yeah. I'm almost positive it has ignore cover, or you write it. You can't take jinx saves or something.
I don't think it has ignore cover, but I think you specifically can't take jinx saves.
Yeah, it was putting in work.
I could be wrong, but it does something like that or whatever.
I mean, if it wasn't for Kubulo being invincible, we would have lost that game.
Yeah.
It's gonna combo.
Yeah, but that tank is good. So if you can get one, it will do well for you. It will get stuff done on the table, and people will not like fighting against them. But keep in mind, it's one of those. If you're playing in 40K, it's one of those like chapter relics or whatever. So if you take more than one, you've got to have a tech marine or a tech priest or something.
Yeah, so I think you can take Iron Hands and you can take 2.
All right, so here's the rules on the accelerator autocannon. It's strength 7, AP 4, heavy 6. Of course,
rending.
And it's rending, rapid tracking, so targets may not make jinx saves against damage from this weapon. And of course, it is twin length. So
that's brutal.
Yeah, it does work. And then it still can take sponsoring weapons too. So
they did obviously. The people we played against had 2 of them, and they both had Laskins.
Yeah, the tank is strong. It is worth it, and it's small. It's smaller than it looks. Like I think there may be a scale picture on Forge World, but it's larger than a Rhino, but small.
It basically looks like the OG Predator. I mean, it's not that big at all.
I'd like to, while we got a second, I'd like to give a big shout out to Sean Brown. I actually just posted up on our Facebook page, so check that out. Forge the Narrative. /book. Check out the fresh objective markers that Sean Brown is sending us.
Oh, so fresh.
He also makes objective markers. So
nice.
if you guys want any custom stuff, anything else like that, check him out on Facebook.com/BC Markers.
Yeah, if you got, I mean, I got this in a text from Juice. I just got it because I've been up in the mountains doing my pre-tournament meditation. These objective markers, I think, are the coolest objective markers I've ever seen.
Oh, they're real nice.
They look dope.
I want to continue the shout out with Chandler Douglas. He still has an offer to do some LED conversions to our tanks for us. Force Narrative. He says he's working on a Noise Marine Land Raider right now. Can't wait to see that. Also, I want to hit up Coach again over here. Coach says thanks a lot, boys. Who would David have a drink with in the 40K universe, and what drink would they enjoy?
I would have a cup of tea with Marnius Calgar.
That was very.
You know, I could have almost figured out you were going to say that.
Moving too well, Paul.
We've been answering this question for a month, and the things we've said are outrageous, and none of them compare to that.
No, not half as outrageous as that.
You know, I wouldn't have guessed Calgar though. I would have guessed. Who's the primary Imperial Fist? Dorn.
Oh, just Calgar seems like a tea drinker to me.
Yeah, I think Dorn is too. He's just more boring, so I thought you would have picked him.
Sick burn.
I'm just kidding. They're both. I'm sure they're all. You guys, people that listen to the show know how I feel about Calgar. He's weird.
Oh, he has awesome hands.
He does.
I mean, like, Marnius Calgar reminds me of the rock monster in A Never-Ending Story.
These strong hands.
And useless.
Wow.
So I started playing. I've actually played a game with that links that I've been painting. You know, I will say that the cover, when being able to take cover saves versus these D weapons, they're not the boogeyman anymore.
No, they are not.
How do y'all feel about the range D weapons? That's a big thing as we move into tournaments and as we start seeing more of the Lords of War and the big stuff allowed. Are range D weapons as bad as they were? Now I know not as bad as they were, but are they still something that should?
I talked a lot about this.
It's just like.
No, I mean, like, they balanced them.
I mean, you get shot at with.
Oh, we're losing some people.
We're losing. Well, Juice, do you have an opinion on this?
I do. I actually have my hand.
Juice, you have the floor.
All right. I just wanted to let everybody know I basically have been playing against range D weapons because every time a Wraith Knight shoots at me with a distortion weapon, it rolls a 6, and whatever it shoots at dies. It might as well. It might as well be D weapons all day. So I have no problems with range D weapons how it sits right now.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Like 2-shot large blast range D weapons.
No, we talked about it a lot. The fact that you can take cover now, you can get a 5+ save, a 4+ save, go to ground, get a 3+ save. I don't see the big problem. They roll sixes. That's how you win 40K, so I'm not worried about that.
Tanks with strength 10, AP1, ignore cover are much more threatening right now.
Yeah, because all that stuff's typically 36 or more inches.
Exactly.
That's true. Want to hit up AK Sasquatch. He just logged in and saw that I had cloned myself. And I think he has coined it now as Kenny Light.
There you go.
Kenny Light.
Or you could just call me Fat David.
I like Fat David.
Nice.
T-Wiz, I just saw T-Wiz 25. I'm sorry, Paul. I just saw it sitting in the queue. He said this is his first time watching the live show, so thanks for tuning in.
I gave him a shout out earlier. Yep, I saw that. I didn't mean to steal your thunder, Juice. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
But yeah, I mean, we've talked about that strength 10 ignore cover. I mean, I think that's pretty big too. I mean, I mean, you can't get away from that big old blast.
And that's the Baneblade variant. Is that the one that shoots that?
Yeah. What is it, like 460 points or something like that?
Yeah, I feel like that's tough.
It's not 800 points, so it seems good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not D, so it's not going to do the major hull points to some of these other vehicles, but you can put 4 last cannon sponsons on it. That thing does not suck.
Yeah, so there's even to go into the range D a little bit more that ignores covers, like these 17-inch D templates, the flame templates, that is basically the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's D that's ignoring cover.
It's one of the reasons why the Satan is still on top.
Yeah. No, he's huge. I mean, it's difficult to deal with when that guy's on the table.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not happy with that thing half the time. The other half of the time, I have Grav Cannon Centaurians, and I'm
Grav Cannon coming out of the escape hatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a buddy come over and play it. He's like, "Hey man, can I use those escape hatches?" Like, sure.
Obviously.
Escape hatch it up.
Yeah.
We just make it rain escape hatches. Looks
actually,
like Keegan Butler's ICP shout out gets the reference. Why don't we start? We're gonna have to definitely start a little vote on the page for Juggalo names.
I still like Rob's original Juggalo name.
Yeah, but we can't talk. I do too. And actually, we all had Juggalo names. We'll talk about. Ask us on Facebook what our Juggalo names are. But I want to say this: Paul Murphy is the only guy who has won a Juggalo competition and was able to get Hatchet added to his name. And the idea is that we run these competitions, and whoever wins them gets, obviously, the thing we're throwing at stuff added to their name. And you can guess that we were throwing hatchets at booze bottles. And the first guy to hit it got Hatchet in their name, and it was Paul Murphy, because, he's not going to lose a game like that.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
I just want you to know that everybody at home knew exactly what that. When you refer to a hatchet, it was obviously meant throwing hatchets at beer bottles on top of it. That is obviously what it is. There's no other questions. When you're throwing a hatchet, you're throwing it at a beer bottle on a fence.
Oh my God.
That's pretty much how it went down. Yeah.
I couldn't hit that bottle, man.
So, okay. Now that we're about to go into Feast of Blades tournament, we've written 4 or 5 new missions for the Feast of Blades.
Since the last time we've talked, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, we've got the win-loss format missions, and now we've got an additional battle point mission added to the stack. Now, this one obviously not going to be as play-tested as the rest of them, so, any feedback that people get from Feast of Blades, and we encourage you to send it to us, even like, hey, man, that thing sucked, what were you thinking? That's fine, too. Like, every bit of feedback is good, because it is just that. Feedback is either positive or negative, and it helps make a better product.
Yeah, you can direct all what were you thinking that sucked messages personally to paulmurphy@gmail.com.
There you go.
I want to piggyback on this really quick, back to the Dark Eldar. The supplement has got a formation that gets D3 extra First Blood victory points, and I want to say that your guys' missions are fantastic and making that not abusive.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was actually a big part of the mission design that Paul laid down for us back when we first started was we're tired of playing a game. Hey, Rob Bear's back.
Hi.
I guess that's. I mean, we had a moment of silence because we thought you died, but I guess
I blame cats.
Briefly.
We discussed your Juggalo name briefly.
Oh, Lord.
So what I want to say is that like one of our favorite things on the show is we don't want to play a game for 3 hours with somebody. To have that thing that you did 3 hours ago in the first shot of the game be the reason you won on 3 hours later, you're like we don't like that. It's a feel badsy. So that's why first blood matters, but more in a tiebreaker way of mattering. It's a point you get to keep if you get it, but it's definitely not going to break the game.
Man, let me tell you, I just listened to some people talk about their mission design concepts, and never once ever that I hear somebody talk about, let's just design to have a good time.
You're right. You're not lying, Paul.
Church.
There's something on my floor.
And I think what we've done and what some of the people have played was like it's competitive, it's balanced, and you have fun while you're involved. I mean, you're killing 2 hours and having a good time.
You're right. That's actually Paul Murphy 101, TPM 101 actually. The People's Mission Packet is: are you gonna have fun or not? Is this gonna like be the social contract that we want to have? Is that like, sportsmanship? I'm as equally vested in your time as you are mine. Is that possible with your mission packet? I mean, with us, we designed it with that checked. Yes.
So I'm really looking forward.
Classic GTs.
Go ahead, David. I'm sorry.
I was going to say that's what I'm a fan of, the classic GT format, where it's all about the fun as opposed to how can I min-max this to win. Your guys' packet has definitely set that.
Yeah, but everyone knows how we feel about comp, but David's right. David's been out of the scene for a little while, waiting to come back into it, and he's like, hey, how come everything's so unpainted and win-lossy and whack right now? Like, what happened in the last 7 years that I've been raising a family, taking a break from 40K?
First thing is, who says whack?
What? No, WAAC, win at all costs.
Okay.
That's how long David's been out of the game. We were still using whack. Now I only use wiggity whack. So that's how I separate the two words. So that's what we mean. Is like, so he came back into this and he's like, what's going on out here, man? But he's been reading through the packets, the People's Mission packets, and he's like, whoa, you mean not everyone's doing this? I thought everyone was doing this, but it's
nobody's doing it.
Nobody's doing this, yeah.
Nope.
Yes, but I agree with you. I mean, we got models that are basically just rushed out to be whatever the competitiveness is, in the area. But we're not doing that solely. The game is doing that to us to some degree.
Yeah,
we as competitive people are trying to keep up. But that doesn't mean that say I spend a lot of time paying the army. I want to still be able to have fun when I hit the table, and that's what this game should be about.
It's very difficult to spend that kind of time hobbying on something on armies these days when this stuff has changed so quick. I mean, we're down to 2 books. We're down to 2 hardcover books, and then what? So it's
that excuse is almost gone now, though.
Yeah, exactly.
All day long.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
When they dropped, remember when you said to me, Rob, like last year when they made allies, and you were basically like, "This is awesome because I could just make 1,000-point armies," and never so that's what I'm saying is this argument is dead. Like, you never have to make a whole army anymore. You only have to make like 500 points of something broken. Get over it and paint a model and spend some time on it and respect this hobby.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree, but it's still tough to find time to hobby. It seems like it's been a very frenetic pace to get stuff out there. With these books and things.
Build 5,000 points of one army and just make it edition proof.
Marines go a long way with that, and there's no.
I believe that's what Juice's company does.
Yeah, barely tabletop quality.
Let's let barely tabletop weigh in on this.
Yeah. I mean, first off, just to hit on the point about having fun, if people at home are like, so what are these guys meaning having fun? Like, you sit down, you're laughing with your opponents. I know. In my opinion, what I think fun is engaging your opponent. We can laugh and have fun at the table, and I could still have a crappy game. Because we're just going to have fun, and us as being human. But having fun in the game itself is engaging my 2,000-point army, engaging yours. Not my 2,000-point army can't do anything at all to win this game, can't do anything at all. So that's, in my opinion, I just want to kind of reiterate on what I feel like fun means in a 40K game.
And we've only got a couple minutes left, so let me hit on this point too. Like, if you're running a tournament and want to use this mission packet, the missions are meant to be played over the course of a day, of course. So it's like, you may have a weird kind of interaction in one mission, but that will even out over the course of the other missions as you play them.
And that's meant to be done on purpose, to create separation, to have things play out.
Yeah, and at our, you get into rock, paper, scissors. Sometimes you are the rock, sometimes you're the scissor. That's just, and the mission's gonna be that to some degree in itself.
I can't agree more with the engagement point. Just so I can also agree further with our people. 40K is about engaging, and the People's Mission Packet promotes engagement.
But if you're playing at home, just pick out the ones you want. Like, you don't have to play the missions you don't like. If this one doesn't suit your armies or your buddy's armies or whatever, just be like, hey, we're going to play this other one. They're not going to hurt our feelings. I'd love to hear your experiences. I'd love to hear why you say that. So we can make it better next time.
I want to dispute, if you don't mind me, just dispute this point. Landrick says that it is not true. Mayo is not PB, peanut butter. Yeah. I respectfully disagree. And Rob, make your point, please.
Oh, why it isn't?
No, he says he's trying to. Mayonnaise is an obvious peanut butter substitute in my mind, and he's telling me it is not. I'm
gonna agree with 2025. So
I'm gonna go make a mayonnaise and jelly sandwich right now. Right now, we're gonna watch Kenny eat it.
Kenny, that's part 2 of the show. Tune in on Facebook for eating a mayonnaise and peanut jelly sandwich.
Okay, I also want you to know that Kenny's the same person who thought that a good mixer would be Worcestershire.
I drank it. I still swear by it.
Committed, and I appreciate that.
Bourbon.
We did get a question, though. Let's hit this one question. Is like, what's a good resource for different 500-point list? If you're talking about like a forum or an army list or whatever, if that's what you want to do, hit us up on Facebook. I'll be talking about 500-point list with you all day long.
Harry Chamberlain just chimes in as well and says, look, cool models are always better than cool rules. Buy what you think is cool, paint it up, make it look good. Rules always change. Changes, models don't.
That part is true. Yeah, paint up what you like. Unless you wanted to paint up a bunch of over 12 Dark Eldar Beast.
Don't paint up a bunch of barons because he doesn't live here.
Yeah, or a baron, right?
You can always make a cool model that works with the rules. I can attest.
That is true.
Yeah, actually, in case anyone doesn't know, obviously we're just about out of time. David is the guy. He's the mastermind behind all next level paintings, hot conversions, like all the ridiculous soul grinders, all the insane demon princes, all that stuff. This guy makes them. I know a lot of people give me credit for it. I just paint the models. I literally do not know what to do with my hands outside of using a paintbrush or an airbrush.
Also true. All true points. Well, guys, we're at the end of our time. I just want to really thank everybody who came in. I know we did not get to as many questions as we would like to, but keep them coming. It's really nice to see them scroll up on the queue. And the ones we don't get to, I'll be happy to talk about after the show on Facebook or on Twitter. I'm trying to get this Twitter going on, so questions there would be nice. So to give me an excuse to log in and try to twit.
Twitch, Twatch.
Yep, all the above. David, you're welcome to join us anytime. I'm really glad you can get in here tonight. Wish I could be out there in Colorado with you guys. I will make sure I'm there next year.
Actually, you not being here is the reason I'm not going to visit Kenny in Denver.
Yeah, my own brother doesn't. I'm not enough for him anymore. He needs to see CPM.
Got to take that. I'll take that, man. I appreciate that.
Let me leave with this too. We're gonna have yet again another special guest on the podcast. So I'll leave it a secret. But next Sunday when the podcast drops, we're gonna have some special guests.
Yep, going to be an exciting week. We're gonna have hopefully a lot of coverage coming out this weekend from the tournament. So we will get you coverage from Feast of Blades one way or another. We hope it's live like we normally do things. But if not, we'll still get it to you. So again, thanks a lot, you guys, for joining me. Rob, Kenny, and Juice, couldn't do it without you guys. Anybody got anything they want to add before we get out of here?
None, just good luck, Kenny, this weekend, man. Throw it down.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good night, everybody.